halfway through filming my day, I just realized I never shot an intro. I'm Kowshik. I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from Goa College of Engineering, and currently I'm pursuing my master's in computational sciences and engineering at TU Braunschweig. I'm currently in my 5th semester, and I just have my thesis left to go. Join me on this cold January Wednesday as I take you through what a typical day currently looks for me in my 5th semester. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Well, you caught me in the middle of my morning routine. Let me just show you what a beautiful day we have outside. It's one of those rare winter days in Braunschweig where it's -7, but it's clear skies outside. And pretty much the sun is going to be out the whole day. That's the forecast we have. That's usually how I like to start my morning, with the windows wide open, despite how cold it is. And usually there's some podcast running in the background while I get ready. And speaking of getting ready, I still need to do my hair, so bear with me as I do that. I think that's the best that my hair is gonna be today. But let's get started. As you can see, it's very cold outside, but I like the cold. It's one of the rare things that I like about winter, is that it's peaceful, it's quiet early in the morning. Barely the sun gets out by 8. I think it's 8:30 right now. Barely the sun gets out, but it's still something which I enjoy. I'm in the kitchen of my vege right now, and I wanted to show you something. One reason why I love frosty winters. It's because of that. We barely get to see the sun in the winter, but when we do, it's a spectacular view in the morning. Like I said, it's about 8:45. The city is already bustling. So many people are off to work. That's the tram stop that I need to take if I need to go to university today, which I will. But before that, we still need a warm drink. And speaking of warm drinks, that's my coffee, which is on the stove. Now, chai lovers are gonna hate me for saying this, but I do not like chai. I am a coffee person through and through. I don't usually have coffee every day in the morning. It usually depends on when I get up. Winter is not a time where you're so used to getting up every day at the same time. So if I get up early in the morning, then I prefer to have a coffee at home. If I get up late, I just head to the university and have an early lunch. So that's my coffee ready, and in case there was ever any doubt, the mug says coffee a bunch of times to make sure that I love coffee more than tea. As I sat down at my desk to drink some coffee and catch up on some emails, I thought I'll just quickly show you my desk setup. My main desk setup is a giant monitor which I have, along with an old Windows PC that I had from back in India. But after I came here, the work demands for my project increased so much that I needed a more powerful system, and that's when I saved up and got a MacBook. But I usually do prefer to sit and work at my desk even in the winters. But since today is such a beautiful day outside, that's why I thought I'll just go to the university, see if I can meet some people, and just sit and work at the common study places. Yes, I'm a fan of all the people in the background. Do not judge me, the wall is very blank and I thought I just needed some color. These are usually the postcards that I hang up after I visit a particular place, with the latest being Brussels, which I went in December last year. Mornings are also the time that I sit and catch up on some emails for the Big Academy complete course for studying in Germany. Usually I just sit with my coffee. The Discord server for our team is on the other side, and I just sit and answer the emails which students send in. It could be for reviews of their SOPs or CV or LOR, or it could just be some questions that they have regarding applications. It's usually the time that I sit and get through these emails, because it's good to get through the most tedious of the task early in the morning. So I live in a student and work in Braunschweig. I've lived here for 2 years since I ever came. This is quite a big complex. There's a whole bunch of apartments. I live there up in the corner. In the summers, there's a lot of cricket that we play here. There's a bunch of people who play football as well. This student and work is very conveniently located because the tram stop is just right there. So if I have to head to the university, it's just one tram that I take and ride for about 15 or 20 minutes. That's the time I'm supposed to take. I don't think I'm gonna make it in time, but just look at that sun. Such a beautiful day. Killing two birds with one stone here. Wearing headphones allows me to listen to music, but also protect my ears in this very, very frosty winter. It's like -9 degrees right now. But let me get to the tram station and then we'll see how long I have to wait in this cold to catch the next tram. I guess it's my lucky day because I just have to wait 4 minutes in this cold. But that's still a lot to wait. I know this is not a city tour, but I had to change trams, so I thought I'll just show you the city center. That place is called the Schloss. I know it looks a bit drab right now, so I'll make sure to throw in some footage of this place being lit up during Christmas. I finally made it to my university. This is at least the main campus. That's the informatic building. Like most universities in Germany, the TU Braunschweig campus is not centrally located. It's distributed across the entire city. And the campus that I'm heading to right now is the Haupt campus. There's also a Nord campus. Apart from that, there's a whole bunch of institutes which are spread out across the city. One of them, the institute that I work in, that's the Institute for Stromungsmechanik, or in English, the Institute for Fluid Mechanics, is located near the airport. Yes, despite being a small city, Braunschweig does have an airport, but it's not a commercial one, it's more of a test facility. But we won't be heading out to that institute today because I don't have work at that institute currently. Walking to the study hall, we are going past the Mensa. This is the main Mensa at the Haupt campus. We'll come back to this during lunchtime. We're walking up to one of the many historical buildings here at TU Braunschweig. This is called the Haus der Wissenschaft. It houses a bunch of classes across different institutes, including mathematics, data science, and so on. We've now come up to the main part of the campus. This is the historical building called as Alte Gebäude. We also have a giant auditorium there where a bunch of classes and seminars happen called Audimax. This is called the Forumsgebäude. It's where the president of the university sits. And we also have the Bibliothek here, the university library, which to my best knowledge is at least 150 years old. There are a whole bunch of study places available inside the library also. It's for people who prefer to sit in a quiet place and study. But since I'm not studying right now and I'm just working on some projects, I prefer to sit in a place which has a bit more life to it. Walking up to one of several study places here at the university. This one is relatively new. It was constructed just over a year and a half or 2 years ago, and it's completely made of glass. Students can sit here and study. They can do group discussions, they can have group studies, and there's no requirement for you to be very quiet like you do in a library. So let's head in and find a place to sit. Still continues to be an amazing day outside, but it's time to head for the Mensa to have some lunch. This is why I prefer to come to the university. Just as I was on my way to the Mensa, I bumped into a friend. Unfortunately, he had no idea that I was at the university, so he had his food about 10 minutes before I could make it. So I guess today it's going to be sitting in the Mensa alone kind of a day, but that's okay. Walking up to the Mensa here. That's the ASTA office, student body office. So let's head into the Mensa and see what we have today. I hadn't made it to the university since the winter break, so I needed to load some cash on the TU card because that is what we used to pay for the food at the Mensa and also the laundry at the hostel. So I'm just standing in line here waiting to take my food. And today I chose to go with the Niedersachsen menu where we get one main dish, which we'll see later. We also get a side salad, and I chose to add on a dessert for me at the end. The Niedersachsen menu today had falafel with grains and some tomato sauce. So here's me destroying the food in about 15 minutes and then returning the tray and the dishes back to the canteen. So that's the lunch done. We head back now to the study place because I still have a bunch of stuff to get done for the day. I think I'll catch back up in about 2 hours. It's been about 2 hours since my last update and I'm on my way back to home. My day typically does end around 4 p.m. So I try to make it back home before the sun sets. Today I'm just taking a more scenic route as I walk over this bridge over the small river here in Braunschweig. Although my work day is done, I still have a couple of things that I need to take care of for the rest of the day. And also one very interesting activity that I'm doing, which I've just started about a month back. So stay tuned as we head back home. I prepare for dinner and then we head out for this very supposedly exciting activity that I've started doing. How amazing does that look? That's pretty much it. We're going to have the sun for another half an hour or so till sunset. And the next few days it's going to be cloudy. So I'm going to take this in as much as I can. So I finally made it back home and I'm sitting at my desk. Cut to that camera for proof. So I'm just going to sit here and answer a couple of emails that I missed while I was working on something else. As alumni of the complete course for studying in Germany, we know the value of very quick responses for students to get their queries resolved. And we try to do our best to answer the emails throughout the day. So then I proceeded to answer queries and emails on the complete course for studying in Germany email ID. And so you might have made a cameo in this time lapse if you got your email answered on the 10th of January in 2024, somewhere around 4:30 p.m. Central European time. So I'm in my kitchen right now. It's about 5:30, but I'm going to get started on dinner. I'm not a person who has dinner this early, but I have to get out at 6:30 for the supposed exciting activity. So I thought I'll just prepare dinner and keep so that when I get back, I can just have it straight away. Today I thought of making some chole with rice. Lucky for me, the earlier version of myself pre-boiled some choles and froze it so I don't have to cook it for a long time. I just have to make the gravy and then cook the rice. Usually when I'm cooking alone, which is most of the days, I cannot tolerate silence. So I generally have some music which is playing in the background, although it's paused right now because we don't want any copyright strike. Or I usually have some sitcom, usually Brooklyn Nine-Nine running in the background while I cook. It's about 25 minutes later, I think. Yeah, it's about 6:05. The chole is done, the rice is done. The sitcom is also on. So I'm just going to set this aside and clean up the kitchen. It's about to be 6:30 right now. I'm dressed up as you can see and we're headed out to the tram station. So I'm at the tram station. Again, we have to wait about 3 minutes for the next tram. Well, what is this exciting activity that I'm going to? Well, turns out at the age of 27 is when I realized I need to learn to swim. Yes, I'm not kidding you. In the winter, I'm going to learn to swim. I started about 2 months back or a month back in November. And it's usually once a week that I try to go to the class. The reason I continued in winter is because I was on the waiting list for this class for like 6 months. So I didn't want to give it up for another 6 months. So I'd rather just go in the winter. But it's okay. The pool is heated, so we're gonna not have that many issues. Although it's been about 5 classes since I started, I'm not that good at it yet. I can barely swim a few yards without stopping. Usually in the evenings is when I head to the gym. But on Wednesday is when I skip the gym and go to the swimming classes instead. The one thing which is very important for someone living in Germany is consistency and motivation. I lack both of those. I head to the gym maybe 3 times a week and then I skip a day or 2. And then the next week I maybe get to it again for 3 or 4 times a week. I have taken the tram to the next stop and we have a change. We have to take this bus, which is in about 5 minutes. Of course, I cannot film anything at the swim bath, so I'll just take you along till I reach the swim bath and then I'll pick it up once I get back. So that's swimming done for the day. It was a very tiring session, I might say. I was not that successful most of the times, but it's okay. It's work in progress and I'll eventually get better at it, I guess. I'm just gonna wait for my friends and then head back home. Back home, as you can see, I changed. I just had a 20-minute call with a friend who's moved to a different city for an internship and I'm really hungry and I just have to go heat up the dinner and have it. So that's the end of today. Thank you for staying with me for, I think it's about 20 minutes now. So I hope you had a good insight into what I do, and I hope it gives you enough motivation to come to Germany and pursue your dream of studying in Germany. See you later.